Hello everyone, so this is Serena. I know most of you have been following her story. I've been working on her just a little bit, haven't had a lot of time. This is the second time she's had a halter on. I'll include that video at the beginning of this video. So I was able to catch her today pretty easily. She's just been very calm, very gentle, trusting us and allowing us to handle her. And now what we're gonna do is some standing tide and working on fly spray. So here we go. All right, so I always like to have the horses smell the product, whatever I am using. This fly spray is a mixture, it's been diluted down. So we're gonna give Serena just a little bit on her legs first. Good girl. This is the first time she's ever had fly spray on, so I'm pretty proud of her. She's gonna get lots of praises for standing still. Not only that, but today is the first day she's been standing tied. So we've tied her up, and it's a very loose, long lead to give her a room to swat flies and things when they do come. But we're working on some of the basics here. We're still a little leery around her rear. She does sometimes not like us back there, so we're cautious. Oh man, she's mastering this today. Wow, Serena. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. All the other horses are running up out of the field, so kind of got her attention there. We'll go to her other side. I'll see if I can get her to walk around. Step around. You know, you might need to step back just a little bit. Come on, Serena. Good girl. Good. Easy. Can you back up for mama? Back. Good. See? Don't move. Alright, so Serena, she finally caught on to the fact that she was tied. She tried to back up, she couldn't get away, and so she threw a little bit of a fit. She stood tied, pulling heavily on the rope and keeping it really tight for, I don't know, maybe less than a minute. She took a step forward, it startled her again, she backed back up. We didn't get that on video because Enoch and I had to kind of step away. She calmed herself down. I just kept talking to her until she calmed totally down like this and allow me to approach her. As you can see, it really scared Serena to go through that. She's shaking across her barrel. So I'm gonna give her lots of time today to just relax. I'm even gonna take her off the halter or off the rope for a bit and let her free roam. We have some time today, so I'm just gonna take my time with her. And again, I don't do liberty training, but I do a lot of pressure and release and just trusting, which is part of liberty, but it's a little bit different. So I really want Serena to come around as, you know, out of her will, and then a little bit out of obedience as well. So allowing her just some freedom to walk around and calm down here in this little pen area will give her a chance to catch her breath and just realize that she is not harmed in any way. Okay, you can turn it off. Hi guys, I'm back out here with Serena. It got too hot earlier. I had to go inside. So anyway, I was able to get Serena back on the line, and what I'm doing is just some simple desensitizing, getting her used to ropes and things hanging on her, which she's oddly extremely okay with. She was a little reserved when I caught her back for me to grab the halter. I suspect that's probably because she's a little sore from earlier today's little escapade, but she seems okay, and you know, she's not hurt in any way, but she's probably a little startled. So we're just going to kind of be right here, and I'm just going to work with her while she's on this tied up line, and allow her to kind of be around all the noises you can hear in the background. The kids are driving the lawn tractor around and having some fun, and I'm just going to be hanging out with her, spending time, getting her used to all the different sounds of the rope, hanging, touching, all over her like that. So, sorry about the noise. Alright, so I have got my phone attached to the corral system. I hope it works out okay. I don't have a videographer today, now. But basically, I'm just spending time with her. I'm not going to do anything major as far as work goes. I just want her to feel the halter. I want her to feel the rope dangling, the rope around her. I might even go get a saddle pad and put a saddle pad on her and off of her a couple of times. I'm just going to work from both sides right now and go from there. Will you grab me that old saddle pad, the brown one? guys can see, she's just really been able to take to all of this. I don't know, I've been a little shocked at her ability to just be calm. And I mean, I know it's a matter of trusting us. We've given her plenty of time to settle in, and we fed her. You know, there's something to be said for a horse that's been, well, basically she was starved by man. She had been through auctions and different places, and not that every person that came in contact with her was bad, but just overall she wasn't in good condition. So we've been able to get her back to health, and I think and believe that a horse knows that. And when they have a rescuer, I feel like they know their rescuer. Yeah, that one. Come on up. Come on up. Oh, you guys smell it? See Todd? Come on. Come on. Okay. Good girl. Come on now. Give him your head. Easy now. Easy. Oh, baby. Come back this way. Come back this way. Good job. There you go. Oh, let me get it. Oh. Got it. Oh, I didn't get his head off. So the horse flies are really, really bad right now. We've had some really damp, hot and damp. So that's what's going on with the big, huge horse flies. So I'm gonna kind of just work with her now with this saddle pad and see if she freaks out or not, basically. Go on, Ruby. The first time she's had a pad on. We're not anywhere near riding her or going to ride her. I typically do not even start riding a horse until they're 3. That's just my preference. I know a lot of people ride their horses younger than that. Now, do we get on and off of them? Yes. And do we do round pen work with them? Absolutely. Do we ride them in the round pen? Of course. But as far as going on rides and doing any kind of distance whatsoever, we just don't do that until they're at least 3 years old. So I feel like you have that year of freedom to really work with the horse and teach the horse a lot. And then by the time they're 3, they just have a really level mind on them. And they already know all the tack, they know the movements, they know a lot. So then the riding portion, they can focus on that. They can focus on someone being on their back, but they're also on the trail and they're going over obstacles and things like that. Because if you think about it, it's a lot for a horse to learn. And I think it's important, very important, to give their brain, not only their body, like their physical body and all the growth plates and all the bones and everything, and muscles to develop, but also their brain to develop and comprehend what they're learning. It's just like us as humans. We don't all learn at the same pace. We don't all learn the same way. So why would we expect horses to do it? I just don't understand that. So anyway, Serena's pretty docile. I mean, it's amazing she's this docile because, this is a mare that come raring, bucking craziness off the trailer when we brought her home, and we virtually didn't touch her for 2 months. So anyway, here she is wearing a saddle pad that she doesn't hate. Good girl. So whereas I do a lot of slow movement, I also start to incorporate some quicker, fast movements and stuff. Horses got to get used to that. You know, you're riding down the road, or you're in an arena and you're doing things, a bag flies across the trail, or whatever the case may be. They have to be able to be desensitized and numb, kind of prepared for some of those, you know, moments to be spooked. And that's what you don't want, because a spooky horse a lot of times will hurt somebody. So she seems like she's not going to be a spooky horse, but we'll see how she does over more and more training. She gets another year of all of this, and we'll know next year. I think she's probably what you call a long 2-year-old, which means she was probably born in the spring of 22, maybe early spring or late spring of 22. And so by next spring, we should be able to start saddling, bridling, riding. Hi, baby. Okay, so now we're on the horse's left side, and she doesn't seem to mind it either. So typically you tack up on the left side. Not everybody does, but that's the way I was raised and trained, to go ahead and just tack up on the left side of the horse. But as you can see, I started on her right side. She does seem to be a little bit more apt to adjusting to movement on her right side than she does her left. So I work with that. I don't work against it, but I do work on both sides so that she's trained both ways, both sides of her brain. Serena, easy. Oh, girl. So one of the mistakes I think I've made as a young trainer, you know, years ago, I had a horse that I got when I was 14, and just the year before that I had lost my sister. And so through this time, my horse Hunter, who I had a video on of my channel, he was my therapy, and he got me through some of the hardest times of my teenage years. We rode a lot, and he virtually came to me starved. So when people ask me, like, when did you start rescuing? I can honestly say at the age of 14. My horse Hunter came to me. He was a rack of bones. He was a mess. The previous owner had broke him to ride as a 2-year-old. He was barely 2 years old when he was riding him, and this man was a big man. So instead of him being trained to ride, he was broke. Like, he was broken. He was broke down. He was just a mess. And so my dad dedicated time and energy in teaching me how to nurse him back to health. And we did. And he turned in to be my horse until last year, when we had to lay him to rest. So I think that catapulted our change in what our farm was doing. We were really driving towards just raising cattle and having some livestock in those fashion. We even had sheep. We found out quickly we were not sheepers, shepherds. That wasn't our thing. And they're amazing and they're super cool, but they're not what we wanted to do. So we sold the flock of sheep to actually JR and Emery at Homestead Horsemanship. And they went on to greener pastures, and they've moved on from there too, I think. So, but I got a little off track here. Sorry, guys. I got a little sad about Hunter. Hunter was very, very special to me. I had him for 28 years, so all of my adult life at this point, basically. And when we had to put him to rest, it made me really wonder what we were doing here. And we decided that rescuing was important to us. And then we got Tim Brook. Tim Brook came to us. Ooh. Tim Brook came to us quickly, just unexpectedly. And he was very, very, very poor. He's special to us too. My dad had gotten him as a weanling. We had him till he was 2. We sold him to a gentleman that used him as a breeding stallion for 20 years. And then he went on to someone else's home. And unfortunately, he didn't thrive there. So he got very, very sick, very, very poor. And so when Tim Brook came home in October, late October, it was October 26th, actually, I think. When we brought him home, it was just like a confirmation from the Lord that we were meant to do this. And that's what we did. We started with Tim Brook, and then we thought, okay, we'll get through the winter and we'll get one in the spring, and we'll do another horse in the spring. Well, let me tell you, Tim Brook led into being 3 more before the end of the winter, or before the end of December, before the end of 2023. And then we got Boaz in February this year. So, and there's just been tons in between. And I'm partnering, or not partnering, but I am helping and assisting with Freedom Valley, who we adopted a horse from in August last year. And so that's kind of how our story began. But it really began when I was 14 years old with Hunter. And one of the things that I did with him is I really did spoil him. Now, it wasn't a bad thing for him because he was the type of horse that could take it well and not abuse his spoiling. But I can kind of see a horse like Serena, she might abuse me if I spoil her too much. So my point to all of this, what my thought was originally to talk to you about, was that scratching and rubbing and giving the horse so much attention is good, but at the same time, sometimes it can cause a little problem. Back up, back up, back, back, back. Come on, you know what I'm asking. Come on, back, back. Oh, good girl, right there, good. So, even though I'm touching her constantly, that's not only for her, but it's also for me. Horses soothe me, they calm me greatly. I have a lot of stimulation in my household, and so touching her helps me stay calm. But I have gotten into the habit of like scratching their butt and scratching their shoulders and stuff, and that teaches a horse to get into your personal space when you're unexpecting them. So you're not expecting that is unsafe. And so we're teaching ourselves, we're relearning to not do that. Give them scratches at specific times and in safe moments, I guess, appropriately, but not too much. I see this with horse owners a lot, especially new ones or uneducated ones. They just rub and scratch their horse just all over the place, like immediately, or they teach the horse to back into them. They teach the horse to bring their butt to them over the fence. And whereas I did a little bit of that with Serena, I'm now toning it down and bringing it down, and we're not doing that. She has to approach us with her head and her shoulder, her neck, not her butt. And so, or she doesn't get touched. But that's just a food for thought for everybody who is maybe working with a young horse. Give them your attention, give them your love, but don't scratch their butt all the time or scratch like their shoulders and their withers too much to where they're constantly coming into your personal space and there's some safety concerns there. Now for your older horses, it's kind of different. I've got a few really spoiled older horses in the field that we can do that with, and they are safe. Like, they're not going to bother us. But when you're working with young horses, it's just something that I think is just very important to bring up. Don't rub on me. Don't rub on me. Don't rub on me. I will get it. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Oh. 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 Go away. Horseflies, they're terrible. They drive me absolutely crazy. So anyway, guys, this is about all I'm going to do with Miss Serena today. I am going to walk her a little bit, so I'll turn the camera and we'll try to stay in the camera view for walking her around. Still not comfortable walking up right behind her butt. She's indicated several times that she might kick us. So I'm just erring on the side of caution with her. Girl. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our lesson today for Serena. She's really been through a lot. You know, we went from being haltered for the second time ever to being tied to throwing a fit and calming down, regrouping ourselves from that. I even gave her like a 2.5 hour break because I got so hot I had to get out of the humidity. To now more intense leading with higher tactile cues, to putting a saddle pad on. So that's a lot for a day. I think it's plenty. And oh, she even did fly spray today. I forgot about that. So we even did fly spray today, which reminds me, Todd, do you see it over there? We had it out. I'll get it for you. Oh. Good girl. No, stand. Good. Easy. Hold. There we go. All right, fly spray session number 2. We're done. Hopefully that helps for the night and gets all these nasty big, huge horse flies off of her. So something I always do, no matter what, when I'm putting a halter on and off of a horse, I always get a hold of them. Sorry about that. I'll have to add this one in. Something I always do before I let a horse go or catch a horse, I always put my halter around the neck. And then I work from the halter after that. So something that I think is very important, so it teaches a horse to stand and be patient, and that just because the halter is off, it doesn't mean that they have total freedom, that they should continue to stand here and be good. So we're gonna now take all of it off and see what her choice is. She knows now that all of the gear is off of her. Oh, she is gonna move away a little, huh? You mad at me? Surely not. I think she's tired. I think today's lesson kind of mentally wore her out. So, and me too a little. Anyway, guys, thanks again. I really appreciate you watching my videos, checking us out on YouTube, check out our Facebook page. Please, please, please consider donating. Some really awesome news. I have my EIN now, which was kind of intense, but I got it done. So I have all of my documentation done with the state. I have my EIN, and I have one more document to get back from the IRS. So, and then we're all set, and we are 501c3 non-for-profit organization here at 8E Rescue Ranch. We're super excited about that accomplishment. It's something that I did dread, and it seemed a little overwhelming, but I got through it all, and we're moving on, and it's good to go. So there will be links to all of those things I just listed, like our Facebook page, our Venmo, our PayPal, our Amazon wish list. I've had a few issues with that, so just let me know. You can email me or comment. I try to read every single comment on my page. At this point, I can still manage that. So if you have any problems with any of the links, please, please, please get in touch with me so that I can take care of that, because I definitely don't want to leave it not working. Anyway, so thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. Have an awesome day. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm ready for it.